What's up, YouTubers? So apparently we got an intruder or something going on. Hey, settle down. We're trying to make a YouTube, okay? Someone's gotta buy dog food.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Sorry about that. A bunch of animals running some sort of funny farm around here or something. So we got some feedback and we heard that there should be some how-to videos done. So we're gonna go ahead and give that a shot. Never really done that before, as you know, but we'll see how it goes. So for about the last 10 years, Maddie and I have been running 2 separate tackle bags. We decided recently, now that we got the boat, we should condense down into one. Just kind of a spur of the moment type thing today. We were walking through Bi-Mart and we're on the fishing aisle and Maddie said, "This is the one." So we went ahead and picked it up. It's Evolution Fishing Drifter Series. It's got an open top with just a little securement strap there. So we're gonna kind of go through, this might be on the extreme side of things for some folks as far as what you gotta take with you. But we never really know for sure what we're gonna get into when we go out fishing. We'll go out with a species in mind, but you never know. Something else might be biting. You might see something else going on out there. You wanna change up your presentation. And let's say, for instance, you're out fishing catfish, like in our last video, but all that's biting is the smallies. So you'd like to have some of that stuff. So we try to have a versatile setup so we can do a little bit of everything while we're out in a boat. Out in a boat? Or was I saying out and about like our brothers to the north? I'll leave that up to you to decide. So let's tear into it. We'll kind of break this thing down, go over what we carry with, give you some basic tips and tricks on how we like to set up. All right, so we'll go ahead and get into it. It's got this nifty little carrying strap in case you want to do like a man satchel over the shoulder. I'm gonna take that off for now. What I think we'll mostly run if we're out in the boat is just this little carry handle. Kind of seem to like that. And I'd like to give a little shout out to our good buddy Ben. He's the one that we kind of, got a little inspiration from on this video. He was saying he'd like, some tips and tricks and that sort of thing. So this one's for you, old Benny. Nice little securing strap here to keep all 5 of these bad boys in. Came stock with the bag here, so that'll keep those in place.
Where'd you get this bag?
I already went over that.
Oh, okay, just check.
Try and keep up.
Sorry.
I draw it in crayon, but I don't want you to eat the crayons.
My bad.
Jesus, Sean. All right, so we always keep our trusty fillet knife with us. This isn't a must, but we do from time to time like to feast upon what we harvest down there by the waterside. So got our trusty Knives of Alaska fillet knife, extra sharp.
Hold that up a little closer.
Take a gander there. I got this for Christmas from old Madge this past Christmas. So holds a nice edge, easy to sharpen, comes back real easy, a little bit of honing, so we like to keep that on. So I'm gonna just push this kind of off to the side. We'll get back to it, but I want to go through some of these boxes with you. So this is our hook box. Mostly hooks in there, all different types. You've got some offsets for doing like your Texas rigging for bass. I could go on for hours about the various types of rigging, so I'll try not to do that in this video. If you guys do want something like that in the future, leave a comment down below and maybe we'll make a video about various types of rigging. So all the hooks, I mean, you could catch anything just about with this setup, freshwater wise anyhow. So hooks, threw a few bobbers in here just because we had extra space. I started running out of room on all the side pouches here. And then this comes in real nifty. It's just like an elasticy type string. You throw on a soft bait like a chicken liver or something like that, and you need to wrap it around one of these circle hooks. It helps keep it in place. You could also use like an egg loop knot. It's pretty effective. So this is box 2 here. Box 2, I decided we should put weights, swivels, barrel swivels. These are just like if you're using a slip bobber, little piece of string that you put up on the line to kind of set your depth. We like to use these beads in conjunction with a swivel. It helps the weight from beating up on your knot. I'm not sure how to recover from that one, but no one likes to not beat upon, okay? Unless you do, I don't swing that way. I'm the KID to the ROCK and rhyme saying guitar playing. Anyways, so yeah, don't beat up your knot. Use one of those beads. Okay. And don't use too many beads on your knot, because that can put you into a whole another different issue. So, yeah, between these two boxes, we can do bottom fishing. I'm real big fan of like a Carolina rig, which I'm probably just gonna have to go over that sort of thing in another video. But an easy search would show you what a Carolina rig is. Basically set it up on the bottom with like an egg sinker. Line runs through the egg sinker. So when the fish takes that hook with the bait, it doesn't feel any resistance, doesn't get startled. By the time it knows that that's not just a piece of food, it's being caught, it's too late, it's hooked. Hopefully, you know, you get it to the shore without it coming off, but yeah, it happens. And get into the third box here. The third box is pretty empty, but it's the heaviest by far. Here in Idaho, fishing in some of the rivers and whatnot, you get some decent current going, so you've got to use a significant amount of weight. These are 2 ounces, 4 ounces, all the way up to 8 ounce. I kind of prefer this style because it tends not to get hung up on the bottom of the river like some of these other ones do. But you need a fair amount of weight to get set up there on the bottom. Hold your bait in place there in those currented areas. And then these little guys we just throw on if we're doing like night fishing for catfish. Clip it onto the end of the pole. Fish comes by, hits the bait, you got a little indicator that your pole needs some attention. So, Garcon, attend my pole is basically what it's saying. So that's that. So this is the crappie box I was talking about. A couple of different hook options here. So these are 16th ounce. These are 1/8 ounce. Generally, when they're spawning, that's when your bite's going to be hot. You want to go with the 16th ounce because they're going to be closer to the shore. You're not going to need to get that bait down as far. So go with the lighter. You're also less likely to get hung up in the rocks closer to shore. If you're going out a little farther, you need some more weight there. Use the 1/8 ounce. And then
show us your box.
These are just different soft baits that you can use for crappie jigs. I'm a big fan of the bonehead tackle stuff. That's these little guys here out at old Tejas. So yeah, that's some crappie stuff. And like I said, we would have to probably do a separate video on how to rig for those. But if that's something you guys are interested in, let us know. Especially you, Ben. All right, better be watching this. Better not have just clicked out because you're bored or something. Because we'll find you. This here is actually the last of the boxes, and we decided to just put a lot of our various baits that we use for bass fishing, whether it's smallmouth or largemouth. We've got some jerk baits here. Can never go wrong with the Z-Man's chatterbaits,
crankers,
things like that. Got some crankbaits there. We got the frog. You guys got to see a little bit there of the kind of gear that you bring with. As far as terminal tackle goes, some various baits. So now we'll go through the different compartments on the bag. Actually, I was really surprised with how much storage this thing has. So we'll go through some of those compartments and show you a few of the other little handy things to have. Number one, nice little towel. Not 100% necessary, but it does come in handy. Whether you're hooking a worm and you get worm poop all over you, and your wife yells at you for coming home with worm poop all over your jeans because you use the mankin, which is a man's napkin. You wipe it on your clothing.
Or if you're not wearing socks.
Move on. Or if you're not wearing socks.
You gotta take a shit.
And you gotta poop in the woods. This could be very handy as well, especially go down to the water, rinse it out if you got one of them real sticky ones. So, yeah, little towel comes in real handy. Not an absolute necessity though. Other nice thing to have, and I kind of like that it's got this pouch because I'm always misplacing these dang things. So, pair of needle nose pliers. You can also get yourself some of these little grippers here. Smaller fish guts the hook. It's real nice to be able to go on down, pull that hook out. Generally they gut the fish, whether it's big or small. You should end up keeping that. It may look okay, but you release it and thing, swims off 100 feet and dies. So generally when they gut the hook, it's a good idea to keep it. So we like to keep these bad boys here. Also, you'll see over here on this side, we got our trusty stringer in there. I know there's a lot of folks that are catch and release only, and that's cool. No problem with that, but we do like to keep some fish from time to time and bring it home and cook it up, or cook it up while we're out there. So I find it handy to have one of these bad boys, just so you can keep the fish alive in the water until you're either ready to leave or ready to get it cleaned up and on the fire. So over on this side pouch, this is by no means a necessity, but we like to have a scale just for shits and giggles to see how much the fish that we catch weigh. It is nice to have a little measuring device though, and this is what I would say is probably a necessity. If you are planning to keep fish, a lot of states put out various regulations on size limits and that sort of thing. So save yourself a conversation with the game warden and make sure what you're doing is legal.
I think that was like $5 at Walmart, no?
I got that in an Easter basket from your mother, a better part of, I don't know, 5-7 years ago, something like that. So yeah. So Powerbait, can't go wrong with chartreuse. Did you turn it off?
No, you're good.
Oh, I don't know what they did, but I've got some of this stuff from the early 90s. Hang on, where it was still in a glass jar.
It's the lid.
Look at that thing.
The metal lid.
Yeah, metal lid, glass jar, soft as the day it was born. You get some of this stuff that they're making nowadays, and it's already starting to dry out like it's 55 years old. So I don't know what the deal is. They must have changed the recipe or something to sell more. Doesn't surprise me in today's day and age. But anyhow, if you can get some of this early 90s Powerbait, buy it because it's better than the stuff they're making brand new now. Cocksuckers. never a bad idea to get yourself some salmon eggs. The trots love salmon eggs, so pick yourself up some Scotties. Big ones, small ones, doesn't matter, but that's a great trout bait. So that's basically what's on this side is some of my just go-to trout baits. Like I said, early 90s, 3 glass jars here. Holds up better than the new stuff. So that's what we got in there. Behind door number 2. Definitely overkill on this section, but I like to carry various weight lines for tying up leaders and that sort of thing. So we just have a bunch of different fishing line. Not super important, but basically we range from 2-pound tests up to 20-pound tests for leaders. So I don't think you guys need to see all this. It's fishing line. Just get, you can either get small spools, or if you spool up a new reel and you've got some left over, throw it in your bag. Helps for if you want to tie up some line. These are the barbless sturgeon hooks I was talking about. Pick those up, so hopefully we can put those to good use. Various scents, not a necessity, but I do like this Procure. Find it pretty handy. I know they say that the shrimp is like a kokanee killer. Then we've got kokanee magic, but you can use these for all sorts of things. And I like this brand so much because it's super sticky. Some of this other stuff, like this isn't bad, the smelly jelly, it does work and it freaking stinks. But after soaking in the water for a little while, you reel your bait up, you never knew you put that on. This stuff, you reel your bait back in to check it or change it out or whatever, it's still stuck there and stinking. So it's good. It's good stuff. I approve this message. I'm not gonna pull all that out of there. We'll just zip her on up and make our way around to the other side. Like to give a shout out to Gerber for these Gerber Scissors. These things, super handy. Nice to have a good pair of scissors, whether you're trimming the end of a line, cutting into a package of something or other. You can clean fish with these if you're gonna leave the fish whole. Just kind of zipper them up, start at the butthole, zipper them up to the mouth. Ass to mouth is the thing these days. So you just zipper it right on up, cut out those gills. If you're not a big fan of leaving the head on, cut the head off, throw that thing in some foil over the fire. Now we're cruising. So pop those back in there, open this guy up here. We've got some of these slip bobbers that we like to use in combination with our crappie setup. So you run your line through the bobber with one of those bobber stops that we were talking about. Got that little plastic dangly down there. And
for the knot, right?
Yep, to protect your knot. So this will slide up. The weight will take that bait down. Fish hits it. Doesn't really feel any resistance, just like we were talking about with those egg weights. And then it's gonna have a little knot up there that keeps it from sliding all the way up the line. So now the fish has the bait. This thing dunks underwater. You set that hook like you're trying to rip its jaw off. That's how Maddie does it. And you reel her on in, and there you go. You got one in the boat. So those are handy to have. Got some little trout magnets here. Just a little soft bait that kind of looks like grub. Not a grub, mealworm-ish. It would be the best way I could describe that as far as the size.
Power worm.
But those are nifty. And then we got just a various assortment of power worms with the egg on top, with a little ball, whatever you want to call it. So various ways you can set that up. Just, comes in handy. So we got the last and final pocket here, over on the back side. So we'll open that up. And this is just a whole bunch of the soft plastics that we like to use when you're targeting bass. And like I said, this stuff will work for small or largemouth, basically all species of mouth bass. It'll work fine. So we like to use some of these tube jigs from Dry Creek Outfitters here in Idaho. Tons of salt. Smallies seem to love these bad boys. These Guggen baits, if you're rigging up a Ned rig, those work great. You can wacky rig these big old sons of guns here. You know, you can also use this on like a Texas rig or that sort of thing. So we just like to have a little bit of everything. Seems like it gives you the most opportunity to catch fish. Generally not that picky about what I'm catching. It's just like to catch something. And then these are a nice little trailer to put on those chatterbaits. Different colors, that sort of thing. So those come in handy. And then this thing also says it comes with a rain fly, but I had the boxes in and I was trying to figure it out, and it just doesn't seem like they quite nailed the fit on that. But it also could be user error. I've been guilty of that before. So we'll see as time goes on how this thing holds up, and maybe we'll give you a little review on that or something later on down the road. But anyhow, yeah, that's pretty much it. If you got questions about anything, or maybe something that you think that I should add in here, I'm open ears. Hope you liked the video. If you did, drop a comment down below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. We haven't really got to a point where we're doing like regular postings. We'll probably try to get there, but it couldn't hurt to hit that bell notification. So appreciate the support, YouTubers. And Ben, like I said, this one was for you, buddy. Catch you on the flip side.